This is Sam from OVERGROUND SOUND. Earlier, Turbowolf did a great interview with Rose, though she did have to crack her whip at them. This is a great interview.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Turbowolf, okay. So this is Rose and we're here with Turbowolf, and what we'll do is we'll introduce, if you could introduce yourselves so that people listening can hear your voices, okay? So who wants to go first in introducing themselves?
I will.
Okay, go then.
Hi, my name's Chris and I play in the band Turbowolf. I sing in the band and play synthesizer.
I'm Andy and I also feature in the band Turbowolf.
What do you do? Hang on.
I don't do very much.
He draws the pictures.
I draw the pictures.
Do you go on stage?
Sometimes I also go on stage.
And what do you do when you're on stage?
I perform in the band Turbowolf.
Do you play an instrument?
And I also play guitar.
Okay.
I'm Joe and I play the bass guitar for the band Turbowolf.
I'm Blake, I play the drums in the band Turbowolf.
Okay, so do you want to describe what Turbowolf is? Because lots of people listening won't know you.
Yeah.
Go for it, Blake.
We're a rock band from Bristol.
How long have you guys been together? I'm going to get my whip out in a minute.
Keep taking the photo.
That'd be great. We've been together for about 5 years or so.
Okay.
But Joe and Blake are the newest members of the band. They've been in the band for about a year.
Okay.
And we've just released our first album last week on the 11th of November, which is all the ones.
I know, we noticed that.
And we have been on tour with the James Cleaver Quintet and Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
And we're almost finished on that tour now. And what else can we say?
You're a pretty young band. We need to give an idea of how old you are. You look pretty young to me. All of you guys. Yeah.
How old would you say?
I would guess that you're aged between about 19 to 25.
Yeah,
bang on.
I'm younger.
He's the
youngest. Yeah.
He's the youngest, but yeah. That's great.
Yeah. That's
cool.
So
that's quite interesting.
Yeah. Well, we're just like a young band, really, just sort of trying to make our way in the sort of modern music scene in England. And just trying to find our own place.
Peace of mind.
And peace of mind.
Just constantly searching for peace of mind.
Yeah.
However we can find it.
A place to rest.
It's
essential. It's been a lot. It's been quite a long tour. Everyone's quite tired, I think.
But it just makes us,
wacky.
Harder. Wacky. It's very wacky. We're not wacky.
I think it just makes us want to
bonkers.
It kind of pushes us on forward, and it's really good that we've got some great bands to play with every night.
Yeah.
It means we have to be better at what we do.
Have to bring our A game, or they'll stomp all over us. And likewise, they have to bring theirs, or we'll stomp them.
So it's like a healthy competition,
Yeah.
and that really works, I think, for a young band like us.
Yeah.
I don't see why it's a competition.
Healthy competition, because you want why?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a competition, but
it creates healthy competition, because you want to be as good, if not better, than the band that's just played.
Better.
But in a nice way.
In a nice way.
In a nice way.
Because it's better. I'd rather play with two bands that sort of challenge you than just play with two bands that we didn't care about and didn't get on with. Because then every night, it would just be a waste.
Yeah, it would be like we'd just go on stage and think, well, we're brilliant, so we don't need to do anything. Whereas now you have to just think, well, we are good, but we need to make sure that we're as good, if not better, than other bands. So that kind of pushes you forward.
Okay, but that's a very immediate motivation, isn't it? I mean, that's the only current, that motivation. I'm actually more interested in your original motivation.
The original motivation to start the band?
Well, that's not probably the right question, because the band, although you are existing as Turbowolf now, you two guys came later.
Yeah.
And so I think the original motivation is probably more an issue about the music that you're playing.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm actually quite like to know about.
Okay.
Why we play the music that we do?
Yeah.
Well, I think at the moment, in the sort of, in terms of sort of heavy guitar music, especially in this country, it's pretty boring from where we stand. There's a lot of like real boring stuff going on. There's a lot of bands repeating bands that have done it previously, often not as well as the bands that did it previously. You know, just like rechurning old stuff, and there's a bit of a lack of sort of ingenuity and innovation. So we've just tried to sort of try and do something a bit different, really, just sort of almost for ourselves more than anything, just to sort of, you know.
That, and we're not good enough to play jazz.
We're not good enough to play jazz,
I mean, that's not such a joke, is it? Really? I mean, I don't really understand that comment actually, because we do quite a lot in the jazz genre.
I love a bit of jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were better musicians, we'd probably just be doing that, because it's.
Really, is that really what you think, or is that a joke?
Well, we like jazz.
Because do you know Magnus Ostrom?
No.
He was the drummer for EST.
Ah, right, okay,
So
right, yeah.
we've
What was his name, Magnus?
Magnus Ostrom, and we were actually at his gig. I was at his gig on the last few days ago.
Yeah.
I bet that was good.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, he is. He is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
But it's very important what you've just said, potentially for Turbowolf, you see.
In what way? What do you mean?
Because the type of jazz musicians that you're talking about, their music is very involved.
Yeah.
Mm.
And their music is music for the sake of art. And it's certainly not music for the sake of competition, which I didn't believe anyway, by the way. Yeah. So what you've said is actually more meaningful than, that's why I said that was very much a comment about here and now. And so in terms of a band's longevity and a band's description and a band's personality, the desire to be a jazz musician is actually quite important.
Well, I think probably it affects us more than we think,
Yes,
really.
it is. I agree with that. Do you want to just say that again? Because that is.
Well, it is. Yeah, the desire to be a musician is born. I think ultimately that's why you do it. You know, you want to.
It's not why everyone does it.
Well, no, I get there's lots of people out there who will do it for for the girls and the money and the. I hate fame. What's another word for
Yeah,
fame?
no, but then other people
but
would
for
that,
sort of
yeah.
or some kind of personal gain anyway. But we enjoy making music, and and it's it keeps us out of being sat in an office 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you feel that there's any kind of jazzy influence in anything?
Definitely, yeah. Like, I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, I mean, although we might not be directly influenced by jazz that much, I mean, I think it's so much of it sort of been absorbed into everything now that like bands like the Mars Volta, which are a big influence on us.
Yeah.
There's a huge amount of jazz in there. So, I think we're getting a lot of it second hand. But, I mean, I think everything's mixed up these days. You're getting,
It's only mixed up if you've accessed it in the first place. So.
But I mean, I think it's hard not to
recognition
access it.
for you if you have.
But I mean, like you might go and ask a kid, do you like blues? And they might say no. But then if you ask them what bands they like, it's going to be so much blues in those bands.
Yeah.
They have no idea that they're listening to it.
So that sort of like does give a little bit of ideas to the backbone, the musical backbone of the band, and you are at an interesting juncture, aren't you? Because you've presumably got to knit in, because you can't, even if you've been like on a really heavy tour, knitting in is not musically easy to do, and it can take time.
It's been pretty easy in this case. Yeah, it's been quite easy. Yeah.
I mean, me and Joe have been. Me and Joe have been in bands together for years.
Right. Okay. So it's not an individual process; it's more like a.
Well, Joe sort of came in first, but I've known Chris and Andy for years as well. But I just happened to be in other bands.
I see.
So it was like it was definitely like an organic thing. So when
I gave him a recommendation.
Yeah. And so far
he's just a great drummer, so he just came in and just played great drums, and it was as easy as that,
And he can drive as well, which is handy.
Yeah, which is handy because no one else can.
He always has to drive with good drums. But that's also quite important, the familiarity.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
like I
that
don't.
is important.
Well, when you were saying about in terms of why people, join bands and why they're in bands, I mean, I've had loads of opportunities where I could have gone off and been in bands with people that I'd never met before and didn't know, but I'd never do it. Because it is, for me, about being with a bunch of people that I get on really well with, and making fairly good music.
And
so that's why for me it made sense to do it.
Yeah. So, do you have any plans? Do you have a kind of plan for what you want for Turbowolf? Do you have a concept?
Not really. A long-term plan. We've got a short-term plan.
What is your short-term plan?
Well,
lots more shows. Basically, we're going to
touring next year.
And
the album's just come out, so now we've got to tour it around, and then when we're not touring, right in the next one. We're just planning for the next one. Really.
Spread the word, spreading the word.
Yeah.
And how are you finding that, spreading the word?
Yeah, good. I think people are liking the album.
It's hard, I think.
So
it is, yeah.
You know,
it's hard, yeah.
A lot of it is sort of word of mouth. So I think as long as the album's good, then people will talk about it and it'll spread and get out there. And I'm doing lots of interviews, obviously, like this.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Other things.
Play as many gigs as we can.
Also
so you know, get as many places, as many people as we can. Make them go away and say to their friends, "It's this band, very good."
Yeah, and what's the if you wanted people who didn't know Turbowolf, if you wanted to offer them something to capture them straight away, what would you point them to? Which track? What would be the first one that you'd recommend?
Well, we've put out 2 singles so far from the album, and there's videos of those on YouTube. So there's one called "A Rose for the Crows," and there's a video for that, and that's sort of a pretty heavy one. And then there's one called "Read and Write" that we just put out, and that's, I guess, more, I don't know, really more of a sort of dance track, really. So like,
which one do you guys sort of like prefer? Do you have a preference?
They're just different, aren't they?
Ancient Snake for me on the album.
That's one of my favourites.
I think that sums up the band where it's at the moment, like pretty well. In you know, in a sort of 2.5-3 minute burst, that kind of pretty much does everything that you know that you sort of want us to do. I mean, the album is pretty. It's pretty eclectic, really, and it will go from some pretty heavy riffage to some psychedelic moments to some slightly more dancey moments to some pretty chilled out moments. So it's there's a lot on there, but I think that track. When I think of Turbowolf, I immediately think of that song.
Do you?
Yeah, that's the
Oh, that's good.
And you're getting an inside and an outside perspective combined there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite important.
Yeah, it's a rare thing. Not many people have that.
How do you guys write?
Well, the last album, we wrote all of it.
Yeah.
And then
You too.
Yeah. And then we took it to the other guys in the band.
Yeah.
And sort of said, "This is it."
And when you say we wrote, what do you mean?
Annie wrote most of the music, and
Yeah.
I wrote most of the words.
Okay. Yeah.
Generally, most of the vocals, like most of the melodies, and all that.
And then
We sort of arranged them as
we do it together, like knock it together.
what's going to happen from now onwards?
Well, I think we'd like to do we're probably going to end up doing a bit of both. I would have thought some like more organic sort of jams and stuff like that turns into songs, which would be really good. And then probably just some stuff when we're sort of at home and we get a riff in our head and we start writing it down. We might want to arrange something at home, but
Then how does that become a four-way process, or does that not need to happen until you start playing it?
Well, until we play it all together, you never really know if it's going to work. That's the thing, like
it's not a song really.
So we're using computers and stuff at home to sort of try and plan it out in our minds.
Yeah, of course.
And until we start playing it together, we don't know if it's right or not. And there might be a bit that we didn't think was that great that suddenly is the best bit, and then we can sort of rearrange to say that that's more important than the song and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, the other thing that we notice is that people who are special musicians, you're artists, aren't you? And people bring unexpected things, unexpected magic that
exactly.
You can't predict.
You never know. The best bits are usually the random bits.
And it just somehow makes you kind of tingle.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. So, what do you guys care about? Too slow. What do you care about? Blake?
Animals.
I like ancient mythology.
Nothing.
That I don't believe.
I'm a nihilist.
You're not. You can't write songs if you're a nihilist. What do you care about?
You like Lucozade?
What do I care? I care about Lucozade,
Football,
fried eggs, Middlesbrough Football Club, and Paul McCartney.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay, so you're not a nihilist, really.
What do you mean? No, I'm not.
What do you care about?
Shirts.
I care about shirts.
Offensive shirts.
Actually, I really like your shirt. Can we have a close-up of that, Paul?
Yeah, get a close-up of
that.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah, I like shirts. I like the don't know what I like really.
Moustaches.
No, I don't really like moustaches. No, I really like the moustaches. I don't know. I just like living and stuff. I like
You quite
being
like
alive.
music, don't you?
Sometimes. Yeah, I like a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't know. Where do you
I
start?
was surprised at how much you still like music.
Really?
Would you say you like more things than you hate?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's good
definitely
then.
a
You
lot.
really like that Lloyd Grossman's pasta sauce?
Yeah, I like low grade pasta sauce. Yeah, I mean, you know, you write your list, but it's pretty boring.
No, it's not boring at all.
Really?
No.
Right.
What other pasta sauce do you like?
My favourite one on its own is the tomato and basil one.
It's good. That.
Oh yeah.
If you're gonna have just pasta like
I've
like
had
some
that.
sort of
It's nice.
Yeah.
It is nice.
pasta.
The one with the extra garlic is nice, I find. As well.
Yeah.
You like that one?
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it, but if I'm going to make a chilli, I like the tomato
Shoot me down.
and chilli one. But apparently there's a new one, which is actually 4 chilies for making chili.
I bought it, it's rubbish.
Is it?
Yeah, it's disgusting. I tried
Is that
it.
the one that they found bitter bites in?
Maybe.
I bought that, it's a massive disappointment. Don't get it.
Mm.
There goes our Lloyd Grossman endorsement deal.
What else do you like apart from animals, Blake?
Quite, it's a difficult question, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I love music. I like being around good people.
Oh, thanks, mate.
I know this is why this tour's been such a nightmare. Yeah, I just I'm very happy with where I am at the moment. I'm you know, having a good
You all
time.
seem happy.
Yeah,
Honestly, you all seem happy, and you all seem really positive as well.
brilliant.
That's very important.
I totally agree.
PMA.
Yeah, very
PMA.
PMA.
That PMA.
Oh yeah, PMA.
Favourite music? Can't count yours. I'm going to ask you all so you can prepare answers.
Favourite music.
Genre.
Like genre or band or
No, like ask me what my favourite music is, and certain songs instantly come to mind. I know which ones they are.
What's your
What?
favourite music?
Probably the opening of Dosed and part of Longing by Magnus Ostrom, part of the Carmina Burana, Pulled Apart by Horses, but then I get distracted, so I remember all the brilliant musicians, yeah? And I think, oh my god, they're all so incredible, so yeah.
Well, when
But
you said it
that's
to me
what I
then, the
mean.
first thing that came to my head was Led Zeppelin.
Okay,
so I
so
was thinking about
that's
that,
what we're after, yeah.
Yeah.
Which Stairway
Stairway Down.
Oh,
Is that
favourite
the same?
song?
Yeah.
At the moment, Trampled Underfoot is the one that
Okay.
keeps getting me going.
What have we listened to recently?
But a favourite?
Favourite. I mean, I'm a big Paul McCartney fan.
Oh, you?
I like Jaco Pastorius. I love Little Richard and Chuck Berry, Eddie Cochran. You know, all those guys. Buddy Holly.
Yeah, it's been that sort of tour. A lot of fibre.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I like Jack White. Anything he does.
Do you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I like Michael Jackson
Yeah.
and Madonna.
Which period, Michael Jackson?
Bad.
Yeah.
Bad was the album that I got when I was a kid, and Madonna probably
The Immaculate Collection.
the Immaculate Collection. I don't know. No, I don't know really. I mean, it's impossible for me to really think about that, but yeah, I'll say Michael Jackson.
So what's the best thing that's happened to you guys together? And I don't mean like necessarily in terms of your success. I mean, what's the nicest thing that has happened to you guys together?
Well, the other day we had a really nice meal, but unfortunately Andy wasn't there, which was a bit of a
It's
bummer.
I was having a
Missing.
better time than all of them.
Well,
Okay.
that's true, but it
I'll
wasn't.
tell you that much.
You could keep that to yourself.
It wasn't a good
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
because he wasn't there. It was just we happened to be in it.
all four together. What's the best thing that you guys have
I
done
think the little
together?
sing song we had yesterday, but it wasn't all four.
But
It was
Joe
all,
wasn't there.
It was all the band. Oh, you weren't there.
I know
no,
something. I think the best
You ever
thing
sing
that
song
happened
without
to all four of us is the just the sort of reception that we've got on this tour from all the people coming to see us play live.
That's very great, but not the question.
Isn't it?
Well, I think
No.
it is because that's something that's happened to all of us. We've all experienced that. All of us.
Okay, that's very not what I'm asking.
You want like a moment. You want like a particular moment.
Yes.
A particular little.
We were
magic
sitting in the van.
Earlier on
Yeah, this kind of thing. Yeah.
There was a good.
when the back of Hawkeye's van opened up and all their gear fell on the floor, we all thought it was really funny.
We all laughed. It was so close to home. We were just like,
Yeah, because we weren't up for loading in, and then
And then
we
the singer
saw.
banged his head on the wall.
Yeah, yeah. We just realised that they weren't up for it at all either. It was great.
we just saw them like supposedly like.
Oh, we did Toys R Us today. I definitely had a bit of a.
No, that was a real low point for me.
Really? Oh, I
I
quite
had a
buzzed.
terrible time in
It
there.
was disappointing, wasn't it? It's
Do you
not-
know, for
it's not like you
a
remember it.
plastic figurine of a tapir, it cost nearly £6 in Toys R Us.
Shocking.
That's disgusting, isn't it?
Shocking.
A small figurine, like, you know, probably, I suppose this is audio, so I'll have to describe it. It's probably about no more than 4 inches from head to tail.
Oh, what of the?
A tapir. In the
What is
animal,
that?
it's like it's an animal. It's I guess it's.
It looks like kind of a cross between a dog and a horse.
It's a bit aardvark,
Really?
isn't it? It's
Oh,
got
it's not real then.
No, it's real.
Oh, it is real.
It's my
Oh,
favourite
it's-
animal.
That's real, yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
okay.
It's like grey, like a sort of hippo, but it's got the face of
This is
sort of
true.
anteater.
Like, I heard you call it. I
Do
don't
you
know
know
what
it?
tape it. No,
No.
I
Okay, I
heard
feel
you
better
talking
about
about it.
not
Going, oh, that's
knowing
cool
that.
tape it.
like
I
a
was like,
strange sort
Oh,
of
really?
nose,
Yeah.
like
It's
a
a
sort of
tapir, yeah.
like a sort of snouty sort of.
Yeah, well,
thing.
they're very noble creatures as well. They really are. They really are. Yeah,
That
that's
sounds
what
like some kind of infection, doesn't it? But it's quite a cute animal.
They're fantastic animals. We went to visit one. Was that before
For my
you
time, I
joined?
think. Yeah, I
you
haven't
were there
seen
though.
any animals.
When we visited one on one of the tours.
Where?
Yeah,
Where on earth
It
did
was
you
it
see
was a
one?
zoo.
Oh, was it with
in,
Heavy Festival? Yeah,
Oh,
Heavy
right,
Festival's
okay.
near an animal sanctuary
Yeah.
thing.
All right,
Do you
okay.
remember that? We went and saw it.
No.
No, was
No, I
that
think
before
I think I
you?
was
Yeah.
there.
No, that was before both.
Oh.
Yeah.
I went to the
Yeah.
Disney Castle with you in Germany.
Oh yeah, yeah, that
What
was
was
it.
Top of the
like?
mountain. It was wild. We had a day off in Germany. We sort of drove into the forest and we found this huge mountain, which we climbed to the top of, and there was a giant castle, like a fairy book castle at the top of
Oh
it,
yeah.
overlooking all this stuff. And then it was great. We got some breakfast on the way down, had an ice cream, and then we got taken back down the bottom in a horse and cart. It was
Voila.
magical.
That is magical.
It was
Isn't
literally
it?
magical.
It
It was
was,
fantastic.
So it's
Yeah.
actually those castles. I've seen those castles in Germany.
Mm.
You don't expect them, do you?
No, I mean,
You don't.
Came out of nowhere.
I know,
yeah.
and they're
I'd seen a
beautiful as
photo,
well.
but
yeah,
it was
I know,
better
but still,
than it was better than I
still
ever.
don't
They're
Yeah.
very pretty.
believe it, do you?
Yeah.
Very
No,
pretty. Yeah, I mean,
They
I
are
imagine.
pretty.
I imagine
Yeah.
they'd be a bit shit if if like they were being
Noisy.
stormed by an army.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was pretty
But
hard.
they look nice.
but Turbowolf visiting's not the same. I tell you what, I'm gonna wrap this up. Do you all want to say goodbye? But I want to say something to you after.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that's it. Thank you, Turbowolf.
Thanks very much.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.